How's it going, YouTube? Mark from Like-Minded Lunatics coming at you with your Friday night reaction video. I'm excited about today's video that we're going to watch, excited about the song, but before we get to that, let me remind everybody, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We would very much appreciate your support. We're a few subs away from that big 100 number, and I know that's not a big number to some channels, but it's a big number to us. So if you like what you see and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button. And if you have subscribed and you like the content we're pushing out, recommend us to your friends. Let them subscribe. That'll help us out. All right, so today we're going to do Stone Sour's Through Glass. Now, this is a song that I absolutely love, and it came out in kind of a weird time because this was kind of after MTV stopped playing music videos. And YouTube started becoming my primary place for seeing videos. So this is like one of the first videos I remember seeing that I saw first on YouTube. And it came out in 2006. YouTube started in 2005. So Stone Sour was kind of right at that first wave of musicians that was kind of embracing this. Now, Stone Sour, the frontman is Corey Taylor. He's also the frontman for Slipknot. Now, Slipknot is a much different band from Stone Sour, but I still think that Corey Taylor's vocal stylings, the way he sings, is so unique, and in both bands, it really is just, his voice is awesome. And he also credits Mike Patton for being a big influence on him, and we already reacted to one of Mike Patton's videos over here. We did that last week with Midlife Crisis. So if you like a Corey Taylor and you haven't listened to Mike Patton and Faith No More, check that out. That's a good one too. So what beer are we going with today, Mark? Because it's a tradition around here to have a drink and cheers to the end of the week and the beginning of a good weekend. Well, this time I'm going with Adelbert's Philosophizer. Now this is a great beer. It's a Saison. And I've had this beer before. It's one of my favorite beers from Adelbert's, but I went with this one because I think it's thematic, the Philosophizer aspect of it. I think it's going to be thematic. So let's go ahead and kick this off. I'll pull up the frame there, go ahead and open my beer, and you don't have to get a beer in your system. You don't have to do something alcoholic, but let's get something into our system to cheers to the end of a week and the beginning of hopefully a great weekend. All right, so this is Stone Sour from 2006, Through Glass.
I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. Oh God, it feels like forever. No one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head.
Wow, what a great first stanza, right? Now, if you're a fan of Slipknot, and you're not really all that familiar with Stone Sour, or if you're familiar with Slipknot and you don't really like them, this is probably kind of a surprise to you. Corey Taylor has just a phenomenal voice, but the poetry behind this, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. So the words to that first stanza, I'm looking at you through the glass, don't know how much time has passed, but oh God, it feels like forever. But no one ever tells you that forever feels like home, sitting all alone inside your head. What a great first stanza, and I think metaphorically too, it's really super interesting. Now, Corey Taylor has talked about writing this song, and he had gotten food poisoning from a European McDonald's, and he was stuck in bed, and he was watching European MTV, and he was just disgusted and annoyed with all of the kind of pop idol, commercial created bands that he was seeing over and over again. And so for him, that's what this is about. But I would say that my friend Brooke asked me, I'm going to be interested in seeing what you have to say about this one. Well, here's what I would say. I would say that this is one of those songs that lends itself to a reader response style of criticism. And reader response, we've talked about new criticism on here. We've gotten nerdy before. We've talked about new criticism, new historicism, but reader response says that the only meaning contained in a text is the meaning that's derived when someone watches the text or reads the text, basically. So for me, this whole Through the Glass, for me, it's about COVID. It's about right now. Like everything I'm doing is into this black mirror of a monitor. It's through glass, like everything. And this whole, the line, no one ever tells you that forever feels like home, sitting all alone inside your head. How about that's every day? Forever feels like home here inside my head every day. So this has taken on a whole new meaning for me because of COVID. Let's keep going.
How do you feel? That is the question. But I forget you don't expect an easy answer.
The other thing that's interesting to me is those flashes of light. Now, I don't want to get all platonic on you, but it reminds me of the allegory of the cave, where there is a light that is truth, and it's sort of painful, and you don't know what it is until you've actually seen it, kind of like the Matrix, and that ties in a minute too. But those flashes remind me of that. Like the ultimate truth is out there, and the ultimate truth is that people are just watching you, and their watching is sometimes kind of painful to you.
When something like a soul becomes initialized and folded up like paper dolls and little notes, you can't expect a bit of hope. So while you're outside looking in, describing what you see, remember what you're staring at is me.
There's so much we got to unravel there. I'm sorry, you guys. That's why I picked the Philosophizer today. I think it goes along good with this one because this is a deep song. This is high art. This is high art. There's nuance. There's you can have multiple readings. Again, this is not winger. This is high art. So let's go back for just a second.
Becomes initialized.
Okay, so
when something like a soul
becomes initialized
and folded up like paper dolls and little notes.
Folded up like paper dolls and little notes. So something like a soul, so not a soul, but like one, becomes initialized, so it gets turned on. And let's see, it gets folded up like paper dolls and little notes. So here's the thing. I got props today. I actually made props. So something like a soul that gets folded up like a paper doll. Now the thing that was funny about that metaphor to me, about that simile, is that unfolding paper dolls just reveals that they're exact copies of the same thing over and over. Ad infinitum, ad nauseum, over and over. So is he talking about just celebrity in general? I don't know. Like for me, again, during this whole COVID thing, when I hear that, we're all just like the same, just folded up inside our houses with little notes. We can't expect a bit of hope.
You can't expect a bit of hope. So while you're outside looking in.
Now while you're outside looking in, you're looking in at me. You're looking in at me.
Describing what you see. Remember what you're staring at is me.
Remember what you're staring at is me. Now the other thing here, the first time I saw this is CC DeVille. And I did get some feedback on my Poison reaction video, and I'll throw that up over here. Some people thought I was shitting on Poison. Kind of. But I'm a huge Poison fan. I wore my shirt to make that apparent to everyone. I'm a huge Poison fan. But in like Unskinny Bop, CC was a clown. I don't know how anybody could argue that point. Clown. Absolute clown. But when I saw this video and the lyrics that play as we see CC.
Describing what you see. Remember what you're staring at is me.
Remember what you're staring at is me. Yeah, he's a clown in that Unskinny Bop video. He's an absolute clown. But underneath that clown outfit was a dude suffering through addiction. Was a dude who was getting drugged down by drugs and his own inner failings. Remember, it's still me. There's a person under here.
'Cause I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. No one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head.
The first clue that something is seriously wrong. Not just weird at this house party, but wrong. Now, a minute ago, I mentioned the Matrix. I said, talked about the Platonic idea of the allegory of the cave. In the Matrix, one of the books on Neo's shelf is Simulacra and Simulation by Jean Bayard. Bayard's a philosopher, and he's famous for his work in semiotics, or in symbols, the study of symbols. Now, in semiotics, a simulacrum is something that represents a real-life thing, but is a mere copy of it and is not the real thing. So in this image,
Sitting all alone.
that lobster is a simulacrum. It looks like a lobster. From across the room, you would think it was the lobster until you change perspectives. And something seriously fucked up.
Inside your head. How much is real? So much to question.
Again, it's hard not to get too philosophical. How much is real? So much to question. We'll get to the rest of simulacrum and simulation in just a second.
An epidemic of the mannequins contaminating everything.
I gotta keep going back. Listen to the line here.
How much is real?
So much to question.
Question.
An epidemic
An epidemic.
of the mannequins contaminating everything. And as that lyric is sung, we're looking at a Paris Hilton lookalike.
So much to question. An epidemic of the mannequins contaminating everything we thought came from the heart, but never did right from the start. Just listen to the noises. Before you.
Okay, that line is interesting to me. So, okay, I'll read the lyrics to you. How much is real? So much to question. An epidemic of the mannequins contaminating everything. We thought came from the heart. It never did right from the start. Just listen to the voices, null and void instead of voices. What does that mean? Null and void instead of voices.
Thought came from the heart, but never did right from the start. Just listen to the noises. Before you
Just listen to the noises. I'm sorry. Null and void instead of voices.
tell yourself it's just a different scene. Remember, it's just different from what you've seen.
Before you tell yourself it's a different scene, remember, it's just different from what you've seen. So, it's just a different scene. It's just different from what you've seen. So is it the same underneath? It's just a different scene? Is the underpinnings the same?
I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. And all I know is that it feels like forever. But no one ever tells you that forever feels.
In case you haven't noticed, they're not playing in front of the Hollywood sign. They're playing in front of the Hollowwood sign. Hollowwood. Hollowwood. The other thing that's fascinating to me about this is that that's obviously a set. There's been no effort to make it look like the boys are actually playing in front of the Hollywood sign. It's obviously a set.
As I come, sitting all alone inside your head.
Boom! Now stuff is really messed up. The people there are also the cardboard cutouts. The people are simulacra, just as the lobster was.
Looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. And all I know is that it feels like forever. But no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head.
CC's a simulacrum. That's messed up, right? Especially when you understand what a simulacrum is. It represents life, but it is not life. It represents real things, but it's not a real thing. Was CC not a real thing? I mean, I'm sure it probably felt like that. Having to play that guy, having to be that person on stage. Kind of makes... Are they trying to make me feel bad for shitting on CC? I mean, I'm not going to. But I'm just saying, I think it does humanize him. And I think kudos to CC for being that self-aware.
And it's the stars that shine for you. And it's the stars that lie to you.
So it's the stars that shine for you, and it's the stars that lie to you.
Looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. Oh God, it feels like forever. But no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting.
Now what I like here is, again, all these people are obviously fake too. But they can't tell. Watch, when the maitre d' picks up this female guest, the male guest doesn't even notice. He continues to talk as if she's still real. Watch. He's still talking. And then he gets picked up as well. It's messed up. And there's the light again. Is that the truth in the background that's photographing everything? Is the truth the people that are watching through the glass?
As I'm looking at you through the glass, don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever, but no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head.
What a great crescendo, right? Like it builds up to that, and Taylor's voice is so amazing. I like that he's confident enough in his singing that he allows himself to be melodic, as well as that like screaming voice that he has in Slipknot. So good. Here it comes. Wow. Stars that lie to you. There goes the Paris one. Throw that one in the garbage. So it wasn't just the people, and it wasn't just the props. It was everything in this world. So going back to Jean Bayard in Simulacra and Simulation, the simulation aspect is something that acts like our world, but is not. And the simulation is filled with simulacra. The best way to explain it is the Matrix. Again, I have to go back to that. The entire Matrix is a simulation. It's supposed to be our world, but it's the world that's pulled over our eyes, to use Morpheus's dialogue. It's the world that's meant to keep us placid as the machines use us up. And that's what we have here. By the end of the video, it's apparent that nothing in this video was real, except maybe the guys in the band. Nothing was real. Wow, what a great ending note he hit, right? Like that vocal fry where he's melodic, and then he lets it rasp. Damn. And then, again, stupid tags on the end. But you can see it's an entire set. And they're walking off. So by the end of it, they were the only real things there. Wow! What a great video! Again, this was one of those videos that I saw for the first time on YouTube, and I think that it benefits from being on YouTube. Because it's one of those videos that I watched, the moment it ended, I watched it again. And I would recommend you do the same thing. It's really filled with a lot of really cool ideas. And again, my friend Brooke asked me, I'm interested in your reading of it. And my reading of it is, I have to read it from a reader response perspective. This is how I feel right now. Every freaking day, forever feels like home, being all alone inside my head. Every day. Every day, I'm looking through a black mirror at my students and at my friends and at my family. This song is how I feel almost every day. Other than on the days when we do this, then I feel better. You know what I mean? So, maybe there's that. All right, I hope this was fun. I dug deep on this one. You know, sometimes we do that. We can't just have poison every day. I mean, we could. Maybe I do owe CC DeVille an apology. And I'm not going to do that. All right, I hope you have a good week. Hope this was fun for you. Again, please leave me some comments. I dug deep on this one. I don't know if you liked it or not. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, I don't know. There's some other channels out there. Go watch Jamel, a.k.a. Jamal. There's other folks that are doing this. Go watch them. And support people on YouTube. Hit those subscribe buttons. It means a lot to folks like us. All right, folks, have a good weekend. Have an even better week, and I will see you soon.